As we've said, words appear in a reduced form when they are used in spoken English. And this is because we economize on effort when we're speaking. We don't want to have to say things the long way round when the shorter way round is possible. And this is why we say, for example, I'll instead of I will, or I am instead of I am, I'm. I have becomes I've. While this is a spoken English skill, it also affects your listening, because if, for example, I say, I've lived in the UK for 10 years, and you don't understand that to mean that I still live in the UK, that might mean that you've missed the contracted form and you understood I lived in the UK sometime in the past. So these contracted forms are important in understanding how people talk in English. Now listen to these common contractions as I say them and write down what you hear. I'm going to repeat each one twice. I don't know. I don't know. I must have. I must have. I could have. I could have. I should have. I should have. I'm going to. I'm going to. I mustn't. I mustn't. I might have. I might have. Okay, how many of those did you get right? Were they difficult? Let's have a look. So it's worth pointing out that sometimes you will hear the longer form, the non-contracted form, especially in formal English like BBC News or in a school, you know, in a university or college, you'll hear the longer form, you'll hear the could have, should have, rather than could have and should have. Also, if you want to give emphasis, okay, you will hear, hey, did Carlos leave the keys on the table? He might have. I'm not sure, but it's possible. He might have. Generally, though, 90% of the time, I'd say, you're going to hear the messier, faster, connected speech version. So the should have, I could have, I'm not sure, I could have done, I might have done, I should have done, I'm gonna. Okay? Now let's look at some examples from real Londoners as they speak English. And you have to check, you have to guess which of the contracted forms they are using. Okay? You're going to hear each version twice. You ready?
She must have taken the train. She must have taken the train.
Did you get that one? She must have taken the train becomes she must have. Gets contracted to must have. Okay, you're going to hear that a lot more than you will hear she must have. Try pronouncing that, try saying that out loud now for a few seconds. Must have, she must have, I must have, I must have, she must have. Let's go on to the next one.
I'm going to do it this time. I'm going to do it this time.
Did you pick up that one? That one's going to becomes gonna. Okay, so it gets contracted even more, in fact, from I am going to in its written form to I'm gonna. Okay, so I am going to becomes I'm going to, and then in spoken English, I'm gonna. That's what you're going to hear out there. I'm going to do it next time. I'm going to do it next time. Let's go on to the next one.
You could have bought me a cheaper one. You could have bought me a cheaper one.
Okay, did you pick up that one? You could have bought me a cheaper one. You could have. Could have. Flattened to could have. Yeah? Now the next one is going to be tricky. So I'm going to give you two different examples of it. Listen really carefully and try to work out what the contraction is here. Okay, ready?
She might have left a message. She might have left a message.
Ooh, that was a tricky one. She might have left a message. She might have. Might have. Just gets reduced, flattened into she might have. She might have. She might have left a message. Okay, that was a particularly hard one because they said it very quickly. Okay, let's go to the next one.
I should have known better. I should have known better.
Did you get that one? I should have gets shortened, contracted to should have. I should have. Okay, next one.
I don't know where I put my keys. I don't know where I put my keys.
Very common, this one. I don't know gets flattened or contracted to I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I put my keys. Okay? Unless you're emphasizing that you don't know, in which case you'd say, I don't know. Okay, you would say the full or I do not know. But much more common, I don't know. Say it out loud to yourself. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. And moving on to the last example.
That's why in your listening exams you mustn't listen word by word. That's why in your listening exams you mustn't listen word by word.
Did you pick up that one? That was a tricky one, maybe. You mustn't. You must not. You mustn't. Okay? Must not. Shortened into mustn't. You mustn't listen word by word. So you've done that exercise. Let's try another exercise where I'm going to tell you the contracted forms and I want you to work out the non-contracted forms. Okay? I'm going to give you 10 sentences again. You ready? Okay, example number 1. Did you do it? Did you do it? Can you hear how did you do it becomes did ya? It's a new sound when it's spoken. Did you? Did ya? Say it out loud to yourselves. Did ya? Did you do it? Example number 2. I should have done it. I should have done it. See how here I should have squashed, flattened, reduced into shoulda. I should have done it. I didn't do it. I should have done it. Should have done that homework. Should have done that English work. Okay, say that sentence out to yourself. I should have done that homework. I didn't. I should have, but I didn't. Okay, number 3. I have to go. Oh, is that the time? I have to go. Have to go. Okay, have to go. Sounds a bit sort of Siri or like I have to go. Sounds very robotic. But if you say just normally, I have to becomes flattened into have to in spoken English. Example number 4. Would you do it? Would you do it? Would you do this favour for me? Would you? Would you comes shortened, contracted into would ya. Again, a bit like the second one. The first one, did you do it? Did you? Did ya? This one, would you? Would ya? Would ya? Example number 5, very common one. I don't know. What are you doing tonight, Mike? I don't know. Yeah? I don't know. Everyday English, spoken English, I don't know. Okay. Example number 6. Give me some time. Give me some time. Did you get that one? Give me gets contracted into gimme. Okay. Again, say this out loud to yourselves now. Hey, give me some time while I think about this. Gimme. Again, important to point out that sometimes you're going to hear the give me, right? But a lot of the time you're going to hear the short and contracted form. Gimme. Just give me 2 minutes. I need to look at my watch. I'm not sure what time the bus is coming. Give me a second. Gimme. Gimme. Okay, give me some time. Give me some money. Give me some attention. Give me some love. Okay. Next example. What you doing? What you doing? What you doing tonight? Okay. What are you doing? Contracted form, whatcha. That's how you would hear it in spoken English a lot of the time. What you doing? Another example. I kind of like it. I kind of like it. I kind of like it. I don't know, you're trying out flamenco for the first time, flamenco dancing, and you're not sure about it, but you think you like it. I kind of like it. I kind of like it. Example number 9. Tell them to do it. Tell them to do it. Here we've got tell them gets contracted to tell them. Okay, the just gets squashed, flattened, and what you hear is tell them. Just tell them to do it tomorrow. They don't need to do it today. Tell them to do it tomorrow. One more example. I kind of want to go soon. I kind of want to go soon. I kind of want to. I kind of wanna. Okay, so we've looked at some examples of contractions. We've done some practice exercises. Just worth always having in your mind that this is what happens in any language, okay? It happened to me in Spanish. When I went to Spain for the first time, I had learnt Spanish at school, but I was really shocked when I first landed in Spain and there were these contracted forms all of the time. Being used in spoken Spanish. They didn't pronounce every single word like it is written down or like I'd learned it in a classroom. So know that you're not alone. This is happening in every single language. Now, we've looked at contractions. We've looked at these ways that words reduce and are flattened and squashed. Now let's look at weak forms of language. Okay, so if you're ready, let's go to the next episode and look at these weaker forms, okay?